Hi everyone, let's paint together today this beautiful 15 centimeters or 6-inch root chakra mandala. So I'm planning to do a series, so subscribe if you haven't already, and let's start it. Already marks every 30 degree and every 1 centimeters, and 2 custom colors prepared. Everything will be in description. First one, 30% of red and rest white color, and then second one the opposite. And we are starting with yellow color. This is bright yellow. We are making central dot. You can come back a couple of times with more and more paint on your tool, and every time when you are going down, you paint from the tool going down on your surface. And you can leave it like that. I prefer to move a little bit paint around with a thin tool to make nice surface, but you definitely can leave it like that if you like it. When you're covering a surface with a tool, you kind of can when you're moving paint, you kind of can cover a little bit small nuances where it's not enough paint or not like kind of nice surface. So you can, with this tool, literally fix everything that you don't like or want to make better. Let's put it this way. And yeah, we're moving like that, paint, and let it dry out. The first row of dots we are making with our first custom color. And in this case, with this dimension particularly, it's working really nicely. Where this first row we are making with placing dots on the lines, you can see on the video. And it's definitely like working with this size. And you just put in dot, try not to connect them, but with these side dimensions, as I said, this can be easily achieved. As you see, it's kind of nice. Remove all bubbles if you can find something. The second row we're doing with the second custom color, and 70% of red and rest white, and it's nicely mixed. And this time we are placing dots between the lines, as you see. And in this particular case, this will be between dots of previous row. You see, with this size, it's working nicely. After that, I'm making this next row with oval tool, but if you don't have this one, you can literally do with classic ones. So I'm making with my bright yellow 4 oval shaped dots. This, you are choosing literally any one for the first one. The next one, obviously I'm doing like opposite. So I kind of create a kind of square. You can do again a couple of times, coming back and adding more and more paint. And between. So I'm leaving behind like 2 lines and putting my dots. It's already nice. With 3D drops, I'm using Art Creation Pearl Yellow. I'm making base, leaving behind like 1 line and the next one, again between my oval shapes dots, as you see. I'm making one dot and moving with tiny thin tool tails, and do the same way like square doing, and this time the square is between these oval shaped dots. You can put all drops, and after that make tails. And moving towards the center of mandala. And we are this way creating base for our 4 big flowers. Remove bubbles, if you can see. And these 4 big flowers will be our represents our 4 petals in our root Muladhara chakra. So just kind of, this is my team. So yeah, and again with first custom column we are making, and 1mm tool, we are making small dots around this. If you're not sure yet in your moves, wait until everything dry out, don't rush, and slowly moving around. So for first one we may come back a couple of times with the tool and more paint, and after that moving around. Don't rush, take your time, and definitely enjoy the process. This is the main goal we want to achieve. Enjoy the process, because it's absolutely possible. Good. And after that we are choosing another tool, 2mm, and with our second custom color we are placing first dot on a line, you can see, and after that moving around. And again for first dot, like we are making this dot a little bit bigger, so we can come back a couple of times with the tool and paint on the tool, and after that moving around. Like that. And now let's start with strokes. So this color is not part of root chakra, but I decided to add this because it's kind of a base of our next chakra. So this one I'm going with small brush, not too small, but kind of small brush, and orange flame color. So I'm taking paint on a brush and moving from this line and around, and this way I create a nice like change of color, but at the same time orange is a mix of yellow and red, so we are still in the same palette. That's why it's kind of working obviously immediately, but giving us small nuance. And as I said, if you're not sure yet in your move strokes, for example, just wait until everything dry out, and after that you can move with strokes. And if something didn't work out, you can easily remove it when it's still fresh and all other layers of paint already dried. The next one, we are going with the same brush and starting a little bit lower than these ones, and I'm using second custom color, and still obviously the same way, moving around. I'm moving a couple of times, and this creates this nice line at the center of stroke, and this giving this expression of amount of paint, and it's making like a little bit nicer our paint. But you don't need to do this if you don't like it, just do it yourself. And removing all bubbles that you can see. So the next row of strokes I making with the same brush and with second custom color. Third custom color. Everything will be in description. This one I'm making with mix half country red, half orange flame. If I didn't say, all this paint DecoArt Americana. And moving like that around, and as you see, really nicely working, colors working together, and pressing down and lifting, pressing down and removing pressure. And you see I'm starting every single row like a little bit lower, and this creating this nice flower. The next one, again with the same brush, and the color is country red. I'm starting from the line, as you see, and giving nice shape of to our flowers. Really nice. We can leave it like that. No, I'm joking. Moving forward. I'm choosing a little bit smaller, but you actually definitely can use the same small brush. And I want to do small nice petals. As you see, I'm starting on this line in our first custom color, and I'm making just small strokes around and finishing near this our last strokes, and we made with country red. Don't make it too wide, just small nuances. And because it's so light, you see how it's working. They are not too big, but they are definitely bright especially on a black base. And removing bubbles, if you can see, especially with custom colors that we are mixing ourselves, can be a lot of bubbles. So for next one, I'm using the same brush, And second custom color, and I'm starting a little bit up and more to the center of the flower to cover a little bit this one. At the end of this stroke, I'm literally placing on the top of first one to make it ends like thinner, and moving around like that, one by one. And this first custom color that we used, it's lighter, and this, as you see, separating our pink second custom color pink strokes from each other on the base flower and on these ones, so it's kind of making difference. And the next one I'm trying to fit in again the same brush, and I'm using this third custom color that I prepared, so it's half of country red, half of orange flame DecoArt. And again, I'm starting a little bit inside of this flower, closer to each other, let's call it this way, and end of the stroke on the top of previous one, as you see. So all these three strokes, small ones, ended at the same place, and this make our paint a little bit kind of connected, and it's not taking too much place because with 15 centimeters diameter we don't have too much space to play with. And this time I'm taking a little bit bigger one, like middle-sized brush, and starting on the line I'm moving around. As you see, I'm covering ends of these strokes that we just prepared and connecting all together in one flower. And I'm using country red for this one. And next stroke with the same color, I'm starting a little bit lower, maybe like half centimeter lower. And as you see, this make our flowers wide, but at the same time, because of these small strokes we just prepared, it's make it much more interesting. And moving like that around with the same brush and country red. And you see, and now our paint became like definitely almost done. You see this flower is playing the main role, the nice big one. At the same time, at the center, these four yellow oval shaped dots, they're kind of playing and making it brighter, but they're not conflicting with these big flowers at all. I like it at all. I like it a lot. Sorry. Again, we can leave it like that, but we are moving forward. So with oval shape, you can use the same one, or I'm using a little bit bigger. I'm using first custom color and covering this place. And in your particular case, again, you can use just classic one. You don't need the oval, but because I already use this shape, so I wanna use it like double down to make it play together in composition. Plus, you can definitely with this tool, you see I'm moving paint around to create a base. You can create any shape that you want. Just remember, don't stop yourself only because you don't have like too many tools. And between flowers, you can see we also got a little bit space. This one I'm covering with just classic ones and our orange flame. Again, I want to use it again, second time, to make it add to the composition. You can again move paint around, just leave it like that. You don't need any way. I'm moving because I'm planning to put on the top 3D drops, but you can leave it definitely like that. In this particular case, it's make no difference. And now we're waiting until everything dry out. So when it's dried, we just can straight from a bottle a little bit adding our bright yellow, and again with the tool I'm moving paint around, and this way I'm making a little bit, adding a little bit volume to the center dots. You can do this with every kind of dots at the center to double down, and this will be pop up from the surface when everything dry out after that. So now we are doing our 3D drops. I'm using warm orange DecoArt creation. I'm putting this straight from the bottle. As you see, sometimes it dry out, so you need to remove what's not letting you make it. And I'm putting these 3 drops just at the end of the oval shapes dots, but if you did just classic ones, put it just on the top. And with thin tool I'm making tails towards this orange big dot that we just made. And this way it's nicely, again, our color is nicely connected. I'm taking a small brush and this DecoArt Americana pearls draw red and adding small little details like that, as you can see, just small strokes between, and I'm putting between these strokes that we just made. And I'm putting this on the top of my country red, because you see country red dry out and became pretty dark, and I decided all strokes with true red on the beginning. I'm not moving like till the end of the strokes, but at the beginning of the strokes I'm adding this pearls true red, and you see it's definitely brightening up immediately our paint. You don't need to do this, it's perfectly fine even without that. It's just additional detail that make it a little bit more interesting. And if I didn't say, root chakra is our base chakra and connecting us with earth. So definitely we need this energy when we are spending all our days with gadgets. So maybe that's why I wanted to start with this one. Not only this is a base, but because we so in need now such kind of an energy. If you are not subscribed to chakral systems, anyway, it's so beautiful. You can just create it because it's so beautiful. And you see, just remove if you don't like, in this case, tail too big. And I added a little bit more. And I got Art Creation 3D Drops Pearl Red. And on the top of this light oval dots and on top of our flowers, I'm placing 4 big drops. And again with thin tool, I'm moving this between the strokes, you see. Clean every time your tool, so you are not moving too much of paint, and lines will be pretty nice. And the last one we are making with pearl yellow. I'm placing on the top, on the middle. I'm not looking like at the end. You can definitely do how you like it. And again with the same thin tool, I'm making small or not too small tails towards the center. This way I'm separating flowers from each other and making like another color of, to concentrate on, so it's not too red. So hope you enjoy this, and I'm planning to create all chakras, at least 7 of them. And anyway, hope you enjoy this and see you on next one. Bye.